Hey gang, welcome to another edition of Dog Schlock, where it's a review of the movie Vampire in Brooklyn. Poor Eddie Murphy. Poor guy. This one is about a vampire, obviously, who goes to Brooklyn, more obviously, named Maximilian, who is hunting for a woman that is supposed to be the daughter of a half-human, half-vampire, in which her mother apparently took her own life sometime before, and she's been trying to deal with it. Her name is Rita. Well, Max must try to find her, turn her into a vampire before the next big full moon, or he's in a whole lot of trouble. Along the way, he meets up with a guy named Julius, and Julius is not a very good dude, but he meets up with him, makes him his assistant, but Julius has a serious problem. He's decaying. Along for the ride is a man named Detective Justice. Okay. Who's also Rita's partner, love interest, something like that. Max does everything he can to tear apart Rita and Detective Justice. Max actually is able to seduce Rita, bite her on the neck, and she slowly starts to transform into a vampire. But of course, in order to turn into one, she has to bite somebody else, and then she'll become a full-blown vampire. Well, she almost does Detective Justice, but then when she realizes what's happening, she says, no, not today. So Justice goes and finds a sort of a dagger to try and put an end to Max's reign. He finds Max and Rita together in Max's coffin. I don't know what I keep calling him Max for, but it's probably a little easier to say that. Max and Justice battle it out, and then eventually Rita decides she doesn't want to be a vampire, stabs Max in the heart with a dagger, and he dies. Sometime later, Julius finds Max's old limousine, and his uncle joins him as well. His name is Silas. They get into the limousine. Julius puts the ring on and becomes the new vampire in Brooklyn. And the movie ends. It starred, of course, as you can see right there, Eddie Murphy, Angela Bassett, Alan Payne as Detective Justice. You might know him from House of Pain. Kadeem Hardison from A Different World, and John Witherspoon from the Friday movies and the Wayans Brothers TV show, and tons of other movies. So, why did this movie suck? To be quite honest with you, this is a movie I saw once and just didn't really like. I mean, it didn't make a whole lot of money at the box office. It was something that Eddie Murphy pretty much said that in an interview with Eddie had to do because it was his final movie to do with Paramount, and it seemed like everybody... you get conflicting stories. Some people didn't like being part of the movie. Others thought they had themselves a good time. And sadly, this is a movie directed by Wes Craven, and it just really bothers me that he did this movie. But the movie just is not all that great. It's advertised as a comedy, but it plays more like, I don't know, 60% horror, 20% crime drama sort of kind of mystery too, and 20% comedy. The gore effects are not what you would expect from a Wes Craven movie. They were pretty bad. The makeup effects for Kadeem Hardison's character Julius weren't really all that good either. I mean, they kind of grossed you out, and yeah. This movie was not something that was very good that Eddie Murphy did, but eventually he did move on to do much better movies later on. But, yeah. But if you do something this really, really bad, you kind of feel kind of bad for Eddie Murphy. And This movie was just all around bad. Wasn't much humor to it. Of course, Eddie Murphy got to play 2 different parts in the movie. Of course, played the vampire, and he played a street preacher, and he played a thug. And honestly, none of those two other characters weren't even that funny either. So this whole movie is just one big sad mess. But if you've seen it and you'd like to let me know what you thought about it in the comments below, please do. And if you like my videos, feel free to subscribe. If you have a horror, sci-fi horror, comedy horror, fantasy horror movie that starred an A-list actor, but it felt more like a B movie, send it my way and I'll get on it ASAP. Thank you guys so very, very much for watching, and until next time, as always, stay strong and rock on. Scary, scary stuff.